A beautiful afternoon, wherever you're watching us. My name is Akeem, and I'm formally welcoming you to this beautiful episode of The Spotlight. The Spotlight is your talk show where we bring to you trends, lifestyle, politics, entertainment, and other related topics. On this beautiful occasion, I want you to know that we will be doing justice to with someone we all know when we talk about entertainment globally. Yeah, I can say boldly when I mean globally because my guest is an international person, somebody who has his roots in over 10, 15 different countries where his networks are very visible and the impact of his activities are top notch. We will be talking with him on this special edition, so it's more of an entertainment version of the spotlight. Um, Distinguished audience, wherever you're joining us from, please, it's a very good time to begin to share and send to other people so that they can benefit and learn because we will be asking our guests a lot of questions that will be very helpful to other, um, other entrepreneurs, other entertainment moguls in the making. And of course, the topic is industry activities trail with Onta TV CEO. I would want to do a lot of talking about my guest right now because he's with me already in the studio. And of course, we're going to take our first break. And immediately after the break, I'm going to be right back with my guest who will be telling us about himself. Once again, the program is the Spotlight Talk Show with your friend and host, Akim Ogumilade. Let's take our first break, and after the break, we'll be right back and we're going to continue our conversation with our guest. Right, thank you so much, Onta TV Ordinary Day.
Uh,
Pleasure having you with us in the studio and on the program, the Spotlight Talk Show. First thing first, a lot of us know you, but for the purpose of people in other parts of the world watching, we want to get to meet you. Can we know who you are, please?
my name is Abiola Oderinde Kosim, the CEO of Onta TV Africa.
Okay, and let's continue. We know you to be, somebody who does a lot of things in the entertainment industry. So, could you tell us all the things you do? And we know you are a great business promoter. Event promoter. We've seen your handwork in the past years. We know you to be a film producer, but we just want to hear from you. Tell us more about things you do that even some of us who are close to you doesn't know.
Well, Kim, thanks for having me. I think this is the third time I'm going to be on your show, and each time I enjoy our conversation because it brings me to bring in more. Because if I want to come again to your show, I want to bring in new thing I've done again. Like the last time I did new thing before coming on this show today. So thanks for having me again today. So I'm an event planner. I'm a promoter. I'm international promoter. I organize different kind of seminar, conference. Um, I facilitate visa for people that wants to come and have. I mean, come and do something here in Canada. Yeah, pretty much that's what I do.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Abiola Kozimodemide, CEO of Ontat TV Africa. Now let's get straight to the chase. The first thing I want to ask you is There was something you did that, honestly, we've not seen something like that in the entertainment industry from the Nollywood area. When I mean Nollywood, I mean the Nigerian entertainment industry as a whole, not just on the African side. You celebrated King Wasiu Ayinde's 50th birthday, and you were able to bring in a crop of very, very unique stars in the community. Um, Cousin, we want to start. What inspired you? Why did you choose Wasiu Ayinde to be the person you wanted to celebrate this 50th anniversary on stage?
Okay. Number one is that under TV Africa, we want to try and we can change the industry, but we want to make sure we're doing something that is extraordinary, something very unique, something that people will know us to be the creator of such idea or such event. So there are a couple of shows out there. There's so many shows that we just want to stand out. I mean, want to stand outside the box. We just want to make our own show be like, okay, these people does not come to do something anyhow. Whenever they call us for a show, it has to be a very good one. So that is why we're out there to hunt for things or event that is going to be extraordinary. And number one is K1 The Ultimate is an phenomenon. It's an extraordinary person, brand in this in African industry, African music genre, to be precise. It's not only in Nigeria because it is Yoruba man pe nkankan ní Ogo Africa. It is like a pride of Africa. So as so many other musicians like that, like King Sunny Adefela and Co and all that. So we were in discussion with him around January this year, and he told me that Hunter, show them up uh, in few months. That is, it was January that we're discussing about it. But he told me that, do you know, in few days, no, it's not few months. He said in few days, I'm gonna be 50 years that I've been doing professional music. I've been doing Fuji. I've been performing for people, and I just, you know, came to my head like 50 years. Wow! I said, sir, that is very huge, and it's supposed to be celebrated in a big way. We're supposed to, make it a talk of the town, talk of the, of the time. So, and he said, okay, no problem. So I didn't discuss anything further with him that day. So I just went and I started, that thing started, disturbing me. I started thinking so many things. I started immediately, I didn't even tell him I'm interested or not. I just told him he has to be celebrated. Like maybe he has a plan by himself. Maybe people have been talking to him about it because he's a superstar, People are so many promoters around him. And I'm not the only one he shared the idea with, definitely. So I started brainstorming and it goes to a level I can't keep it to myself. I reached out again, Alaji, please, I want to come and see you. Said that why? Or I just saw, because of this discussion we had the last time, I was like, okay, I should come over. So I went to meet him and said, this is 50 years on stage. I am not sure you're going to be active to celebrate 100 years on stage. That's this exact what I told him. I'm not sure you're going to be very active to celebrate 100 years on stage. So these 50 years that we're looking at, that is here right in front of us, Baba, we have to do it big. We have to make it massive. I have ideas, and I will be I will be delighted if you give me the privilege of being the one to organize and celebrate this for you, sir. So he said, well, I should give him some time to think about it. And later he reached out to me and said, okay, Hunter, you know what? Let's start it. So that's how we started. He would share ideas. He told me so many things. Firstly, I had to go and sit down with him and tell him to tell me about his journey. Okay, so he narrated them to me. We started also time. we did so year, we did this at this time. Because if you want to do something, you have to first know what you're about, like everything about what you want to do, so that you know how to do it. So on so time we encounter so issue, so thing happens, so time. It was a whole lot of stories, and and it's an enjoyable one. So I said, okay, I will go back to my drawing board and write the script out. Things that we need to do, things that I want you to come for me, like what I need your assistant on, and things that I'll be doing on my own. So yeah, so it's a 50 years on stage for an icon as K1 the Ultimate, and it should not be celebrated less than what we did.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. Honestly, if you're just joining us, it's still the Spotlight Talk Show, and our guest is cousin Abiola Odemide, President and CEO of Onto TV. We have asked the first question, and honestly, you've done a very detailed response to this question. When I look at it critically, I think there is a take home for people who might want to do this. You emphasize that you have to sit down with your um, IT, you understood him perfectly and the process, and you delegated. I want to believe these are part of those secrets that people need to learn when you're going into this kind of job, showbiz kind of thing. Then let's take the next question. I know you're not prepared for this, but like you came up with some concept. I know a lot of people do give competitions, like pre-event souvenirs to invite people, but yours was pretty different. On top, all the places you went with them with a traditional talking drum. You made your celebrity guests, both business moguls, people outside the entertainment industry, community movers and shakers. At the point, you went somewhere and you were like, "Oh my God, this is wealth." I was like, we were following the trend, even though we were in Canada here. My question to you is, how do you describe the event? Was it as successful as you anticipated?
Yeah, it was. It was a successful event. Um, when you're a builder and you draw a building or a project, and you pictured it, you did everything, and you finish building it, you're going to face some challenges, you're going to encounter some issues here and there, and the outcome of what you built, people see it and say, wow, that means you're a successful builder, even if by the challenge you encounter during the process could not make you do exactly the 100% of what you intended to do at first, but people still see it and enjoyed it. The person you did it for felt honored, felt like, this guy is, he did something good. After the event, he called and prayed for you. That's it. I think that's something.
Awesome, awesome.
And in regards to the people the concept of the invite that we did is something, my team and I just felt like, you know what, I think of we're doing something for somebody that sings traditional music, indigenous music, and he's been there for 50 years. How do we invite people and let people know the taste of what they're about to see when they come to the event? You understand? How do we bring out something unique that has not been done before, or probably that is very new to people? So the lady that we're going with, first of all, in Yoruba custom, it is rare to have a lady that plays drums. I mean, talking drum like that. She's very talented. She's good. Shout out to her. She put up the team together with herself, leading them, and it was a really stressful concept, stressful idea, because the traffic in our country. before you can go south and west of the country, before you can, and the people you are mailing are people that are very busy. Do you know there was a day we had this challenge? We went to someone that is part of our guest, and we got to the place, and we have appointment with that person around 11 a.m. and another big person, we have appointment with that person around 3 p.m. I try to put like 4 or 5 hours interval so that traffic, these are people that you can't call and say I can't make it. You understand? Because they are very busy. So when they give you appointment, you have to stick by it because they are very busy. They actually remove somebody that is, lobbying to see them for months before they fix you in there because of what you want to come and do with them. So we went to that place, and the person did not probably inform the protocol that we are coming. And when we got there, the phone was ringing, and he was in church, okay, and he didn't pick up. And we're there, we can't leave, and we're there calling. And there's a level of number that you have to call that you don't constitute nuisance. So we're calling, and we're like, and the next person, the PA was calling me and asking me, "Are you guys on the way?" Do you know that kind of that? I didn't know even know. Should I just leave? And this man will call back and say, "Okay, you came to see me, and you can't find me in a couple of days, and you went back." Do you know such thing? But thank God we're able to talk to the protocol and beg them to help us contact him. You understand? Which it is out of the box for them, because they said no, they don't do that. But we have to tell them that we have another appointment. Please, what we need to do. He was the one that gave us the appointment. Just ask him. If he doesn't want to see us now, we'll come back. So when they contact him by the intercom, I was like, "Oh, I forgot. Keep somebody." Do you understand? So there are so many challenges like that, but we thank God we're able to at least do a good number.
All right, thank you so much. This is just the post-event, preview. We never had time to catch an hunter like this, since this, and the topic is, of course, is activity trails in the industry. So, for people just watching, don't wonder so much that, oh, you're talking about this. He has done it and it's passed. He has done so many other things after that. So, let's put, congratulations, you and your team, and our own impression is that we were proud of you. You did.
Thank you very much.
No.
Thank you.
To the next question because of our time. I just want to find out, Hunter, you are loved by the people. You are one promoter in North America that you've not involved yourself in any kind of scandal. You've not been found wanting in any way. You are so appealing. Your brand is appealing to people. Just in 1 minute, can you tell us the secret? How did you choose this brand system?
Hmm. That's a very tough one. I'll say number one, no one is perfect. I'm saying this on behalf of probably my other colleagues or people that has done something and it went wrong. It is not something that you sit down in your home and you invested so much money and time and you want to mess it up by yourself. It's mostly not like that. So I will say out to our audience, because if a promoter or an event promoter should do something, I always tell them that you affect every other person. For example, now I encounter this so much with my people that they says, Hunter, I brought a table for so person to come. To come to his event. When I got there, it was a mess up. I don't even believe in buying those tables. Maybe I just buy ticket, or maybe I should not do. It affects me when A do it, affect B. When B do it, affect A. If I do it, affect another person. So I'll apologize to our audience because it takes them so much of trust and courage to put their money down to come to your event. Some people have work that day, they cancel it. They have plans, they cancel it to come to your event. And when they come, they see one disappointment or the other. So back to your question. The secret is just plan. Plan very well. Keep planning. Don't lose your focus. You have idea. It is not easy to manage people, like to manage grown up people that felt like, Momo, I know what I'm doing now. What are you telling me? Do you understand something like that? So it is not easy. You know it. You're into it. So you just plan very well. Make sure you don't leave loophole that can create what will make them, make their own decisions. Okay, give them a protocol, give them a trail, give them a line. For example, now you want them to pass through. You want to have a two lines for people to come into your event, probably the VIP and the standard. Okay, because I don't call my audience regular. I don't make them feel less of themselves. So I call them VIP or standard. Do you understand? So you have a two. So if you want to make it, you write it very boldly on each of the entrance, so they know the ticket they're holding, so they know the way they will go. But for example, now you're not doing that, and somebody that holds a standard ticket enter through a VIP, why you did not put it there that this is a VIP section, and you're telling the person to go back and enter through regular, that create chaos because you don't know what to do. You don't know what you're doing. So if you really know what you're doing, you're not supposed to let them go through it before you tell them to come back, because then they feel embarrassed and then they want to feel defensive. Do you understand? So what I do in most cases is you create a trail for them. You create what, once they see it, they will know that this is where I'm going to sit. So now inside the all, I've encountered this myself, and I learn to, correct my mistake on every of my event I do again. So you customize for table for people. You make it clearly written there that this is the name of the person that owns this table. Do you understand? When you do that, someone that is not entitled to that table will feel stupid to go and sit on it, because the person that actually bought that table for you from you, and the person you probably have promised the person you are on first front row or you are on second row, and the person has put it in his head that he's coming to an event and is sitting in the front row, and he came to the event at last. Somebody has sitting. It happens to everybody. It's not something that is perfect, but we learn every day when we do things.
All right. Thank you so much, Cousin. Just joining us is still the Spotlight Talk Show. We're 23 minutes into the program right now. We'll take our first commercial break for just a few seconds, and we're going to come back, and we're going to leave entertainment, and we're going to leave showbiz events. We want to go to the movie producing aspect of my guest. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere, and stay tuned. All right, welcome back, and it's still the Spotlight Talk Show this beautiful evening. And my name remains Akeem, and my guest has been Cousin of Verinde, the president and CEO of Onto TV. Once again, thank you so much for being part of the program. I'm Cousin.
Thank you for having us.
All right, you have been a film producer. Like on one of my interviews with you, I was shocked myself to find out that you are you're one of the pioneer producers in the Nollywood film industry. You know, a lot of us never knew that you've been in the game for, over a decade, and here you are, you're still producing film. But what question about, you being a film producer is that your brand has been producing films on popular YouTube channels. How soon do you want to take your film production more global? We want to see you on Netflix. We want to see you go for Oscar nominations and stuff like that. What's your plan towards that?
The funny thing about it is that so many people don't know I'm actually into filming, and I've been into filming for close to 2 decades now. And in fact, it is actually one of my first calling I ventured into. But because I'm not the camera guy, so many people does not even know that I'm into it. So yeah, I have a couple of movies that have come out. Has come out, and I have a couple of other that are yet to be released. Like this, within this month and next month, I have about 7 or 8 movies that's going to come out.
Wow.
Yeah, good ones. So Yeah, and regards to making filming to taking it to the next level, there's this thing I would like to share with you. I'll say the way I want to take the film, the way I wish, by God grace, to take the filming to the next level is not actually people seeing a movie and say, this is an African movie or this is a Nigerian movie. I want to tell a Nigerian story from the international, from the global view of it. I want to bring a conk white person, okay, or Latino or American or anybody to enjoy to watch a Nigerian movie and enjoy it, because I'm not going to put it like a Nigerian movie. I'm not going to make it like, okay, this is a Nigerian movie that they will put within the Nigerian shelf. Okay, I want to make it as I'm making an international movie telling a Nigerian story. So we bring the story from Nigeria to whichever country we want to put it and make it look like they're not going to just say, okay, now we want to award African movie, they now categorize this among African movie. I want to go to that international world, because the reason why I said that is Nigerian music are now going to that level. They are, and don't know, they are even there. They are there at that level now. You don't see Wizkid now. He's a Nigerian artist. He's a Nigerian born artist, raised in Nigeria because we're proud to call him Nigerian artist. But it is an international artist. It is a global artist. Bass Wizkid, Davido, Bona, all these guys. So if our music can be accepted globally, why can't our movie be accepted the same way? We have the stories, we have actors, we have the experience, we have everything. So that's what I'm looking at.
All right, thank you so much for that very detailed response. And to our audience, keep your fingers crossed. Hunter stands with a brand style that is highly and respected, and once it says it, it goes for it. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Before we leave you being a movie producer, Hunter, our audience would like to find out something about you. You've had two films that are really, really trending on Libra TV. They are widely accepted. People are watching it. Could you tell us, like, could you just run us through these movies? I understand the titles are scrolling right. $1 million and Jamie. Could you tell us in just 1 minute what are the particular reasons why we should watch this movie?
$1 million is a story that I tell myself. Like, I put it up from A to Z. Like, the story, every scene by scene of the story. Of course, my team actually took it from me, reviewed it, and do judgment to it before we put it out. So yeah, so it's a movie that's number one. Okay, in the history of Yoruba movie industry, all the four eight list actors have never met on the same scene together. On the same scene, they've never met each other. They are on the same movie, the same project, but having all the four lead actors in Yoruba male actors on the same scene, it has never happened. So it's in that movie. That's number one. It's not the only thing. The story is very good, unique and good. The actors, it's the movies are on point. I'm talking about $1 million. It is on point. If you go and watch it, it's not go and see. It's not gonna be a time wasting movie. I'm assuring you of that. Ishemi is another masterpiece that it's really a story about karma, about you do good and have good, about loneliness, how people are depressed for losing someone. So that's what the Shemi is all about. It's a very good story that touches people. That people watch it and call me like, "How do you get these stories?" But it's God.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And all right, thank you so much. Adeba is sent a comment in. We're gonna take note of that. And for other people just joining us, it's still the Spotlight Talk Show. This beautiful Saturday afternoon, and we are experiencing snow here in the part of the world. I think it's our first snow in this season, and we're excited. And we want to continue our conversation with Hunter. Right now, let's leave you being a filmmaker. We've had you, and we're keeping our fingers crossed. The next question we want to ask is that you've received a lot of awards, nomination and wins in recent time as the best international producer, as the best international promoter. you know um what would you I think this means a lot to you and your thing. So would you tell us, how do you receive this? Do you think you've gotten to that point that you think it was a well-deserved honor, or you think you still have more aspirations to grow and what's beyond level of awards?
Award should not be something that you think um, it's just an encouragement for you to keep doing good work. So to me, I believe award is that people tells you that we see you, we appreciate you, and we're following up with you. So if you get an award for 2022, 2023 is there, 2024 is there, 2025 is there, it's still so many years ahead of you. So you can't see an award as something that you think I've got an award there, that means I'm perfect. No, no. I see award as something that people challenge you with. Because if you get award now and you're not able to even get anything again later, it's actually downfall. So for me, I see award as an encouragement. I see award as people appreciating you, and also people telling you to do more.
Awesome. Wow, this is philosophical for me, too deep. So like I said, audience, you'll be learning a lot of things from the master himself, the Ginger himself. You've added that awards is not all about you now sitting down like, oh, I have arrived. It's just like I'm like a go ahead thing. It's like do more. It's like a thank you thing for the journey so far. And this is where a lot of people get it wrong. And honestly, I think I do really, really appreciate that idea, that perspective about such recognitions. Now, we want to go to one or two of your last events you've held here in Canada. Um, you've hosted shows in different provinces and cities around Canada. Onta, can you give us a comparative analysis of what the Nigerian community looks like in response to your events?
Yeah, thank you for that question because I have argument with some of my colleagues that they say cities are not good, cities are not good for our business, and I said tell them no. It's us that we're not doing it well in those cities, or let's say we don't have promoters that can actually help us, maximize how the job should be done in those cities. Like what I mean is, there are some cities that they are not really so much of a promoter on those city because before I started really doing this in Toronto, I when I came to Canada, I studied the market. I went to other province. I check on their events. I go to their events. They do something. I travel. I go there just to see how people are turning out for events. So I decided to bring my market from the back. Like, let me go from those city to cities to do something and, bring it back to Toronto. So when they bring artists then back in 2017, 2018, I just tell them that, okay, let me go and do Montreal. Let me go and do this. Let me go and do that. So I went to those cities and I did well. And they feel like, so you can pull out this number in this city. I said, yes, you can put it out. It just have to be a lot of work because they are not something that they give to them every time. So when you want to give it to them, you have to, let them really feel like this is going to be worthwhile. It's going to be worth your time and all that. It's going to be worth your money. So if we, instead of focusing on the only one Toronto, if we can spread out and do more of work, there are Nigerians every city. There are Nigerians in every city. I talked to one of my colleagues recently. He told me he's going to do something very big in this Christmas coming in Windsor. I said, wow. And he invested a lot of money on it. And trust me, it's going to make his money because it is something that they have not even taken to that area at home. I don't know, maybe they haven't even taken it there before. So there's no bad city. It is people that they work on those cities that don't work, they didn't work well. But of course, we have the larger population here in Toronto, so which makes it, why everybody is focusing on only Toronto. But all the other cities are good.
Awesome. You've added from the game changer himself. He said it's all about the brain work, the plan work, execution style, and follow up that really matters. Like every potential place he has entered an event has been very valuable. Thank you so much for that. Now let's talk about some of your events. Sometimes in June, you brought in Alaji Pasuma, the Honorable Kibo Master. You brought him here, and it was a successful, high-end successful event. Would you want to tell us about that experience? How did you pull through?
I didn't hear the last part.
I said, how did you pull that through? How were you
Oh,
able to
okay.
that event, Pasuma's event?
It is actually a effort of my team and I, and God assisted us. Everything is on. We put everything to God. So, Pasuma Live in Toronto is actually something we've thought about for a long time, and we make our promotion the way we're supposed to make it, like reaching out to so many people as much as you can. Anybody I reach out to, I tell them to help me reach out to some other people because I don't have all the contact with me. So yeah, and we planned it in a way that okay, we don't just want, because I do have a person that tells me, "Hunter, I don't really listen to Fuji," and I said, okay, but can you, whatever you listen to, you started listening one day, right? Can you please, for my sake, come out and see if it is something you would love to do again or not? And the person says, okay, I'll try, I'll see, I'll talk to my wife, and this person came to the, and that day I was on the stage and I saw them dancing, sweating, and I went to go and meet them and say, Alice, I just want to confirm if you're enjoying yourself. He said, this is what I've been missing. I will never miss it again. They are part of the people that bought the table from me when I launched this, the new one.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. Like I said, Hunter comes with his brand, and like I would say, I remember the turnout. People, really, really enjoyed, enjoy themselves. So what we're going to do is, Hunter, because of my sponsor, I would want to go on a very short break. Then when we come back, we'll begin to unleash. We're bringing in what are the expectations? We're going to get to that point right after this break. And for our audience, I'm going to take your comments. I'm beginning to see one or two comments dripping in. We're going to take them. And but let's go on our short break. Then we'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Olúwa ni wọ́n ṣe dá. Olúwa ni wọ́n ṣe dá nígbà àìmọ̀ ìdá nígbà ẹ̀kọ́ ti ṣe. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sí ilé agbára pa àṣọ́gbò. Ọdún wo lẹ́rù kú bẹ́ẹ̀ni ní Cyprus. Wọ́n bá rí mi kọ́ ìwọ̀n aṣètẹ̀bù ọ̀pá. Wọ́n wá ní mo kárí ṣe dásòkè òkàpá. Ọ̀gá ńlá, ọ̀gá ńlá, ọ̀gá ńlá, ọ̀gá ńlá, ọ̀gá ńlá, bọ́ọ̀sì, ọ̀gá ńlá, ọ̀gá ńlá, ọ̀gá ńlá, ọ̀gá ńlá, ọ̀gá ńlá.
All right, welcome back, guys. Now we are on the final phase of our conversation today with numero uno Malta award-winning event promoter Cousin Abiola Odunde, CEO of Onta TV Africa, on the show Support the Spotlight. Let's get to the chase, the final chase, I would say. Pasuma is coming back to Canada to celebrate his 55th birthday. What do you have to say to your guests, people who are really, really interested in coming? What are they going to be expecting that they have not seen? Because just less than 6 months ago, he was in Canada. Hunter, how do you want to pull this through?
Well, when you just asked me, some people have asked me like, you just got him not quite long. Why do you want to bring him again? It's just simple. The audience that came the last time wants to have him again. Him himself enjoying, he enjoyed the audience, he enjoyed the vibe, he enjoyed the show. That the next morning, he made it clear to everybody that he has never celebrated his birthday here in Canada, and 55 being a very significant number, he wants to put it out that Canada is where he would like to celebrate his birthday. So now you have a event together in the same day. We're having his birthday, celebrating because he's our loved one. We all love him, right? So it is a channel that we can celebrate ourselves. So we're celebrating Pasuma's 55th birthday. We're gonna enjoy Pasuma live in Toronto again, which you know what it brings to us when each time it comes to us. And there are so many package that we on TV Africa try to put together on these as well, so that it's gonna be a memorable one. I promise everybody that comes, you will want to come again and again.
Hunter said it. You will want to even come again and again. Thank you so much, Hunter TV. It's such a pleasure having you so far on this.
Thank you.
I still want to, this is the instinct now because on our own end, from this moment till December 2nd, this is what we want to keep pushing. We want to keep telling people about, and we want to keep, advocating that turn up. You can't be wrong with Untapped TV when you want to do so. I want to give a shout out to Wowo Magazine. Those people are they're giving it to you. They say thank you so much, Onta. And all their comments on Facebook. I could see some of them. Thank you to other people who are joining. Let's take a look at still on Pasuma's 55th birthday. Can you run us through like what the gate takings would look like? Um, is there a dress code for people to wear that day? What other kind of how can people get their tickets and all these other stuff?
Oh, okay. First of all, I'll start with the dress code. We want everybody to be very free, dressed to fit. We don't want to customize you on any kind of dress. We want everybody to put on whatever fit on you. So regards to ticket, we have a table package which is going to be table of 8 people, which is the VVIP, and it comes with one bottle of drink, and of course you get your customized table that you feel special about. And we have the standard ticket which goes for just $80, and of course we treat all our guests perfect. And to get the ticket, it's actually online on www.ticketgateway.com/Pasuma55 birthday. And also we have a couple of vendors out there that you can reach out to me directly. My number is 438 on this Pasuma's 55 birthday.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Onto TV there. Let's begin to round off gradually. We're into the talk show, and My question this time is going to be like a general thing. Um, you are a multi-award winning entertainment mogul, but from what you've been doing, honestly speaking, outside your coast here, all the way from Dubai, different countries in UK, countries in Europe, the network is so strong. And I know you're not doing all this today. You have your theme. Would you want to use this avenue to say kind of shout out and thank you to all your teams from different parts of the world?
Well, yeah, that is very important because the funny thing is that when we might discuss with an artist and tell the artist, okay, for example, now we're gonna be going to Brazil. Okay, we're going to Brazil next. So I don't live in Brazil, and this showbiz does not work with you not being on the soil, like you not being on ground, not doing the groundwork, and you expect so much of that positive response. You're going to really spend a whole lot of money if you're doing that. So each of those cities that we're organizing our shows in, we have ground people, groundwork, people that works with us in those places, and shout out to them. They're really the people that, because if we ask them to do so thing and they do something otherwise or they didn't do it, it's going to tell on every of the event that we organize. So because we're telling them what to do and they're giving us, because sometimes cities differ, because sometimes I might want to use the format. Of course, we have a standard template that we use every of our city, but there are some city that because when you're coming to Canada, for example, now you're bringing a show to Canada where there is a snowstorm or a season that is not really encouraging. The only people that will tell you that don't do it that way is the people on ground, the people in that city. So when they advise us like, okay, there's going to be election on some month and there might be a rise tension, don't do something at so time. We listen to them. We share idea with them. So I'm really saying big thank you to everybody that has supported us in every of the city where taking our shows to, and for the people or the city that they're requesting us our time, won't you bring it to our own city? We're coming. We're going global. We're going everywhere. We're coming everywhere. We're coming everywhere.
All right, he said it all. We're going global onto TV and his team, and he has said a shout out to all his teams all over the world. Thank you so much, Anta, for your time. The last question I'm going to have for you is, because you are a Nigerian Canadian, like this is more of where you spend most of your time. I know you travel a lot. Anta, would you tell us 2023 is coming? This year we had a lot of event clashes. For example, when we had the old school night, another body put up their own event whereby they brought in some other artists from outside the country. I know at some point Prince George brought in a Fuji act, and some people also had an event at the same day that clashed. I also understand that Lord Bell, they planned at their own event, bringing in Tenny, and at the same time, some people planned something, it clashed. All these have ripple effects on the progression in terms of planning and success of the industry as a whole. Anta, as a major stakeholder, 2023 is coming. What is your own solution in such a way that 2023 will be itch free, smooth free, successful for all event planners, promoters, and key actors in the industry?
Thank you very much for that. I would say not every cases of event clashing is the fault of the promoter, because sometimes I actually on my own, if I want to put out a flyer or I want to negotiate with my artist, I look at what is out there. I check I check with other colleagues and see if there's any major or any event out there. I have canceled a whole event just because I don't want it to clash with someone's event. So but sometimes the artist only has chance within this time frame. The artist gives you, because the artist also has every other city that is going to do, and it tells you that okay, I have these and these available for you. So sometimes you can't help it. So, but I will say 2023 is a year that we've been writing our script. We've been writing what we want to do for the past few months, and we're still writing it, we're still putting it down. That in the first quarter of the year, we intend to do this. Second quarter of the year, we intend to do this, and third quarter, this is what we want to do. So I will tell my fans and family to put their finger across, see what we have for them, and what we do have for them is nothing much of a spectacular, a mind-blowing event every time. So we do have both in and outside Canada. And regards to was there 2 questions? I think I lost one.
Yeah.
So in general, 2023 is going to be a very good year for all of us by God's grace. And because if you are well, that is when we can tell you to come and enjoy yourself. So we pray to everybody. We pray to God that everybody will be safe, will be okay, will be good, so that we can bring, because our own product is after you are safe, after you are well, that is when we can buy our own product. So we pray for God that you will be well and safe, so that when we bring it to you, you're gonna buy it from us.
All right. Thank you so much, Onta TV. It's such an honor. It's such an honor, honestly speaking, having you and your time, responding to all these questions. This is how far we'll be able to go. We will just want to say thank you for your time. And like I said, we're going to keep this campaign going. The advocacy is already on officially from today. We're going to keep telling people Pasuma's 55th birthday.
Pasuma is coming to Toronto, and you don't even want to miss it. You don't even want to be told. You don't even want people to tell you that you didn't go. Oh, poor you. So you will have to be here, because it's going to be a really, it's going to be the biggest event of the year. I can promise you that.
Awesome. All right, this is how far we'll be able to go with Onta. We want to say thank you so much for your time, and we say thank you for joining us on this episode of the show.
Thank you very much. I want to thank you, all your team that put up this program, your sponsors, everyone. I really appreciate you having us on this platform, because it's really a great thing for a big platform like yours to interview us. So I really appreciate that, and I put it out to everyone there that whatever you're doing in life, just as far as you believe in yourself and you know what you're doing is right, just keep pushing. Rome was not built in a day.
All right. From him himself, we say thank you so much, Onta. You'll have a great evening, and we'll begin the round of the program. All right, esteemed viewers, this is how far time will permit us to go on this show. We want to say thank you so much. We've had it all from Onta himself, and he has said a lot of things. What's left? Let's keep sharing this. We're going to keep sharing as well. Watch, listen, be blessed, and get prepared for the main show coming up. He said this is going to be the best show we'll be expecting from his tables for 2022. We thought we have seen it all, but here he comes again. Onta has said himself, Pasuma's 55th birthday, December 2nd, 9 p.m. He doesn't deal with African time, guys, so you can't miss out. Table of 8, $1,000. Standard is $80. The venue is Royal King Banquet Hall at 181 Rexdale Boulevard at Etobicoke. Don't wait to be told. This is what it is. Thank you so much to everybody. I want to say Destination Point is here. Thank you for having me. The talk show returns 10 times fortnightly, like you all know. And I remain your host, Akeem Ogumilade. You have a great day and have fun.
Wọ́n bá rí mi kọ́ ìwọ̀n aṣètẹ̀bù ọ̀tá. Wọ́n wá ní mo kárí ṣé dásòkè òkàpá. Ọ̀gá ńlá, ọ̀gá ńlá, ọ̀gá ńlá, ọ̀gá ńlá, ọ̀gá ńlá. Bọ́s, ọ̀gá ńlá, ọ̀gá ńlá, ọ̀gá ńlá, ọ̀gá ńlá. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Olúwa ni wọ́n ṣe dá. ló wọ́n ṣe kárí mọ́ àìmọye kárí mọ́ ẹ̀tọ́ fún ṣe.